All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are here for round number one. Ooh, David Ochoa in the pod. That's kind of cool. ESPN 8, the Ocho. All right, so we got blue-red spells. We got some grizzled angler action. We got a lot of burn. And we got opponent Jim Tim 0953. Move our Magic Online windows around a little bit here. Opponent keeps his 7. We have a two lander. We are on the draw. We have 2 things we can cast and our best card, but we do need to hit island to island to cast it. This is very close. I think I keep hands like this too often. I'm gonna keep. It might be wrong, but if I draw any land at all, I have access to Fiery Temper and a couple creatures to keep me alive, hopefully long enough to hit some islands. And if we do hit islands, bingo, bango, then we're in really, really good shape. Getting our, our counter spells and our um, other things going. So I think I played the Remote Alchemist here rather than the Field Creeper. I mean, there's a chance if I play the Creeper this turn that he gets to, attack for 2 next turn if my opponent just doesn't have a 3-drop. With Forest in his deck, I think it's unlikely that he doesn't have a 3-drop. And, with a creature in play, um, then the Alchemist is going to be able to interact better. So here I have a couple different lines. I can play an island and pass, leaving open the counter spell. But because the creeper lines up really well with the card that he played, I think I'm just going to run him out and look to trade here. If my opponent wants to trade his 3 for my 2, that is totally fine. Hopefully he's not splashing for some bomb here. That would be really unfortunate, and I would feel very silly for not leaving open my counterspell, but what are you going to do? He added a red to his pool. So Arlencourt, Savage Alliance. Oh, that card is so good. Well, opponent gets the Savage 2 for 1. I could run out my Nibelus here, try to fade removal for 1 turn, and then I'd be in really good shape with counters and a removal spell. Or I could just play Labyrinth. When in doubt, play your weaker stuff first. Hopefully opponent uses their removal on that. We can trade off. Make him expend more resources and then win with Nibelus. This is the plan here. Opponent has 2 card types in their yard. If they're using Terrarium to splash for Savage Alliance, it's likely they don't have a ton of removal. Grizzled Angler, interesting. So Angler's online. If I activate him once, he turns into a 4/5. So we're gonna run out the Angler here because I've got colorless creatures for days in my yard. I'm just gonna play a 3-mana 4/5. This is the return to play guy, not the pump guy. Yeah, 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 yeah. Good, 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 good. Really for 5, 6, 7. So maybe there's a world where we eventually get to the point where we can play Niblis and leave up Broken Concentration too, depending on the texture of the next couple of turns. Yeah, I'm 100% fine taking 4 here. Morcrit Necroprod is very good. The Necropod can kill me dead. But at the same time, he doesn't have anything else. If I get to untap here without losing my Niblis, I think I'm going to be fine. I can use my instance to lock down the Necropod and then win with my other. I mean, either just bashing him with the Niblis or make him attack in with his other creatures and eat them. Interesting that he attacks with the Ghoul Steed, representing some kind of combat trick, maybe. Or just trying to do extra damage. Sacrifices Swamp. I'm going to take my 7 here. Revenant is fine. Okay, so I got to attack, or I got to untap with my Niblis. So I should be in really good shape now. So instead of getting an extra point of damage in here by using Fiery Temper, I'm going to try to use Fiery Temper at the beginning of his combat step to get 1 extra turn of locking down his Necropod. Do I really want to counter this? He has 3 card types. I think I am going to counter it. I know I want to cast something to lock down his Necropod this turn anyway. And I'm going to block like this. He can get the horse back, but To lock down both of his creatures for the next turn. Eat the horse. Kill the other one. We should be in real good shape here. He can return it to the battlefield tapped at instant speed, so that's probably what he's going to try to do. So if I attack him for 6, if I attack him for 10 here, then I play the Tattered Haunter. I can eat one attack from the horse. He's tapped out and just dies. I think that's fine. Alternately, I can leave the anglerfish back, but so 6. I think it's better to attack here. I mean, I'm dead to a pump spell, but that's true anyway. Discarded 2 lands. This gives me lethal. Land. Okay. Hunter can't block. Okay, so he has no cards. I can't block with the Hunter, so I attack him down to 5. Then I make all of his creatures attack. I have to block the Necropod, so I block Necropod with Anglerfish and Brute. Block Harvest Hand with Nibelus. He gets through for 5. So I have to block the horse with the Nibelus. Oh, that's awkward. I guess I can block horse with Lab Brute. Necropod is such a beating. God, that card is good. Okay, so I'm gonna make him pick which one of my good creatures he wants to kill here. He probably kills the Nibelus. He doesn't, he's just dead on the crackback? No, I'm 1 point short, so I would need a Prowess trigger. Oh, they come in tapped. Well, if I leave the Nibelus back to block, uh, I think I just go for it. the chances that he has an instant speed way to kill it, like, and if he does, he just kills it so it can't block. Oh, we got there! Oh, that top deck. Oh, that was so great. Okay, so we have basically black green delirium, splashing red for Savage Alliance. The only spell we saw all game was Savage Alliance. The rest of it was just dorky creatures. Um, Definitely want to bring in my mutation here. That's great against this big nasty card, and there's a chance I bring in Stitcher's Graft. I don't think. Let's see. I don't think I want ongoing investigation. You know, I'm trying to keep my critical mass of instants and sorceries. And if he's just playing a bunch of creatures, there's a chance I won't even be able to swing into him. Let's do that. I'm tempted to bring in Stitcher's Graft, but that's probably wrong. Edward Haunter could be a cut, especially if I'm taking out ongoing investigation. Let's see. Gotta have some creatures in the deck. Play another lab breed. I think I'm gonna play it like this. What happens? You just have tons and tons and tons of removal. At that point, you can kind of win with a ham sandwich. Well, that is a lot of burn, but unfortunately, I can't keep this. We're gonna go to 6 here. And it's not great, but I think it's a keep. You know, going to 5 just hurts so bad. You know, and if we hit one land, then we've got stuff to do. So I think this is a solid keep. Not a solid hand, but a solid keep. Decision making. Okay. So maybe he plays an X1 here? That would be super sweet. Ah, oh, dude. Savage beats. I'm gonna play Eternal Scourge here. Still hoping he'll play something that that we can ping. But like an insect token, I guess. It's a thing. Not a great thing, but it's a thing. Ooh, that's a good draw. So we're gonna play Weaver here. He can equip an attack with the It of the Horrid Swarm. Yeah, that's fine. We are not going to block because we don't want our creatures to die. So, Make Mischief is pretty good here. We can make Mischief his Foul Bloods, ping it with the Weaver of Lightning. That gives us a Devil. The Devil can chump block here and kill an insect. Alternately, we could play the Lab Brute and threaten to double block this, but I think the other line is better. Plus this lets us get in for 1 with the, or get in for 3 with the Eternal Scourge. Plus, you know, value. Gotta love value. We can jump here, kill an insect. You know, then next turn we hope, you know, if we hit a land, we can play Epitaph Golem. And then just threaten to double block this with a 3/3 and a 3/5. I wonder if he realizes that my Weaver of Lightning has reach. So here we're just going to run out the Lab Brute. But, well, I gave us Delirium. Just milled 2 burn spells and a Thermo Alchemist. Makes our Rise from the Tides better. So hopefully, when it doesn't have anything too crazy, and we draw an Island next turn. Island would be great. Or a burn spell. Haunted Dead is so good. Weaver of Lightning is just, speaking of cards that are so good. Alright, Jim Tim 950953. What do you got for me, my friend? What do you got? You got bugs and zombies and more bugs and some ghosts. Okay. I mean, if he has a removal spell, he can target Eternal Scourge and then maybe get in for 5, but I've got the rest of his creatures locked down. I don't know. Feeling okay. Definitely wish I had a couple more lands. Hand is a little clunky, but you know that was the price we paid when we kept the 2-lander with 5s and 6s in it. I still think it was correct to keep that hand though. Like I just don't think an average 5 gets much better than that. Okay, equip the spirit so he can attack. You know, maybe threaten a pump spell. Um, it has 2 cards. Probably wants to sack his landscape. Ooh, no plays. Fiery Temper. Well, that's a good card. It's a very good card. Fiery Temper could kill either the Horde Swarm, it could kill a Spirit Token and the Insect with the Weaver of Lightning trigger, or I could hold it and try to get to the point where I have mana for Nibelus and then really get there. But I think I'm just gonna wait. Just play out. But if he warp landscapes for red, and then he has access to Savage Alliance, I don't want to play out the Field Creeper, which is the only other thing I can do with my mana this turn. I'm just going to use the Fiery Temper to kill the Eat of the Horrid Swarm before he can get his red mana. And then it's awkward because if he has Savage Alliance, he can kill my Weaver of Lightning, which is the only way I have to block his Spirit right now. That being said, my creatures are just bigger than his, so I could theoretically start attacking back into him. Although with 3 cards in hand and access to a lot of mana, opponent could have a lot going on here. Haste, 3/2 haste, and then he has an Enter the Battlefield ability. Okay. Alright, well that wasn't very impressive. Fiery Tempered. Alright. Well, I'm going to attack in and put pressure on him. And if he threatens to kill the Scourge with blockers, then I can Fiery Temper and blow him out. And I kind of feel like I don't want to play out my Field Creeper still. Like, if I just kill this while he's tapped out, leave the Haunted Dead alive, should buy me enough time to draw some lands and win the game. Plus, the more instants and sorceries I have in my yard, the noose is loose. Island, come on. Well, now I don't think I have a chance. I gotta use my mana on something this turn, I think. I don't have a way to cast a Broken Concentration as it is, so... I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in my graveyard. That's a surprising non-attack. I feel like my opponent doesn't have a lot else in his hand because he hasn't been spending a lot of mana each turn. You know, if he had something like Necropod or another big guy, he probably would have cast it already through this turn. But we'll see. So what do we got, my friend? What do we got? Rise from the grave, targeting it of the horrid swarm. There's a 4/4. Okay. Okay. That's mostly fine. Yay! We found an island! We did it, boys and girls. Okay. I have options here. I think I'm just gonna run out big butt though. You know, my other option being play Nibelus. Um, okay, opponent quickly draws his card and does nothing. Oh, Savage Alliance. Oh, card is so good. Card is so good. All right, so we're gonna play out Nibelus, and then if we get to untap with this guy, we are going to really go off here. Blood Prior is fine. Okay. All right, so Feeling like we probably can't lose here, assuming I don't get my Nibelus killed by the Noose Constrictor. So if I Savage Alliance the Noose Constrictor and deal 3 to it, what's the other thing? Trample? If I deal 3 to it, he has to pitch 2 cards to keep it alive. And even if he does that, I can tap it down with the Nibilus's triggered ability. Oh no, because I got 1 more point of damage here. He'd have to empty his hand if I escalate this. On the other hand, I think I'm just going to do this with 1 mode. So I'm going to do this with 1 mode, put the trigger from the Weaver on it. He has to pitch 2 cards to save it. If he does so, that's fine. Tap it down, swing for 4. And I have counter magic up. And then, yeah. Yeah. So if he wants to save it, he has to pitch 2 cards. So it pitches Forest. Okay, you're still taking 2 and you're going to die. You got to pitch 1 more. There's another land. Yep, that's fine. That's totally fine. Noose Constrictor lives, but I have nullified it for the turn, dealt 4 to you, and have counter magic up, and another way to tap it down proactively than, in 2 turns. 5/5. You got it, buddy. Kill my 2/1. Or I guess my kill my golem, that's fine. What do you got, buddy? I like having counterspells. Counterspells make me so happy. Normally in draft, counterspell not a super great thing, but yeah, having access to counterspells is just makes you feel so powerful. So +1/+1 counter insects. I could counter this. I think I counter this. Lock down the Noose Constrictor. Kill an insect. If I tap this down, yeah. Tap this down. Weaver an insect. The next turn, I can tap down the other insect by playing Rise from the Tides and swing for lethal. 3, 4, 5, 6, exactly 10. Yeah, and if he equips, oh, that's perfect. Oh my god, it's just like we drew it up, boys. Tap you, hang you, and swing for Xaxes. Plus, I have a million zombies. All right, GG's. We got there. All right. Join me in a minute for round number 2.